In the vast and ever-expanding multiverse of DC Comics, few matchups evoke as much raw tension and speculative excitement as Reverse Flash vs. Darkseid. On one side, we have Eobard Thawne, the twisted speedster from the future, whose hatred for Barry Allen gives him a ruthless edge. On the other, stands the godlike tyrant of Apocalypse, Darkseid, a being of immeasurable power, intellect, and malevolence. This is more than a clash of speed against strength, it's a confrontation between chaos and calculated domination. Reverse Flash, or Professor Zoom, isn't just fast. His mastery of the negative speed force allows him to manipulate time, vibrate through matter, phase into alternate realities, and even erase individuals from history itself. He thrives on paradoxes and uses time travel as both sword and shield. Meanwhile, Darkseid is a new god. His very presence alters the gravity of the battlefield. Wielding the Omega Effect, he can erase beings from existence, resurrect the dead, trap enemies in temporal loops, and bend the laws of physics. His genius-level intellect and strategic mind have made even the Justice League tremble. This hypothetical battle is not about morality or heroism, it is about supremacy, dominance, and the ultimate price of clashing powers that stretch the boundaries of time and reality. So, what happens when a god meets a man who can run through time? Let's break down the possibilities. The Speed Force versus the Omega Effect. The crux of this battle hinges on two cosmically potent forces, the Speed Force and the Omega Effect. The Speed Force grants Reverse Flash abilities that defy natural law. Not only can he move faster than light, but he can also exist outside of time itself. This makes him nearly impossible to trap or target by conventional means. He can undo actions, manipulate causality, and deliver attacks before they even begin. His connection to the negative speed force allows him to corrupt timelines, reverse aging, and infect realities with chaotic distortions. Darkseid's Omega Effect, on the other hand, is no ordinary energy. It's a cosmic force capable of disintegrating, teleporting, and resurrecting targets at will. The Omega beams, known for their precision and tracking abilities, are nearly unavoidable and can even follow speedsters across dimensions. While Reverse Flash might be able to dodge or vibrate through standard attacks, the Omega Effect can be set to target his timeline, not just his physical form. Imagine a scenario where Thawne blitzes Darkseid at unimaginable speeds, striking repeatedly before vanishing. But Darkseid doesn't panic, he calculates. He analyzes Thawne's temporal signature and launches Omega beams that phase through time, catching the Reverse Flash in moments where he least expects it. Each blow isn't just physical, it's metaphysical. The Speed Force clashes with the Omega Effect, tearing at the fabric of the battlefield. In a normal encounter, speed might dominate. But Darkseid doesn't play fair, nor does he rely on brute force alone. He manipulates the battleground, alters probabilities, and even employs technology that rivals magic. Still, Thawne's unpredictability and sheer disregard for temporal laws give him an edge no one can easily counter. Mental might and tactical genius. While powers define the spectacle, it's intellect that decides the victor. Both Thawne and Darkseid are masterminds in their own domains. Thawne, despite his obsession, is a brilliant scientist who understands the physics of time better than most. He's built devices to control chronal energy, crafted paradoxes to eliminate foes before their birth, and evaded speedsters across timelines. His madness fuels his creativity, making him one of the most dangerous temporal manipulators in the DC universe. Darkseid's intellect, however, is on another level. As the ruler of Apocalypse, he commands entire armies, advanced war technologies, and controls mother boxes, boom tubes, and interdimensional espionage. He's deceived gods, outsmarted Kryptonians, and laid psychological traps for the multiverse's greatest minds. He doesn't rush. He observes, calculates, and strikes with purpose. Should this battle extend beyond a physical confrontation into a war of minds, Darkseid has the patience to wait centuries for the perfect moment. But Thawne might never give him that luxury. By constantly altering the timeline, Thawne could weaken Darkseid's foundations before the battle even begins. He could erase key figures from Apocalypse's past, sabotage plans before they form, or even attempt to undo Darkseid's godhood. However, meddling with time is risky. The multiverse has ways of correcting paradoxes. And Darkseid, with his near-omniscient perception, could trap Thawne in a loop of his own creation, turning his weapon against him. A war of minds might begin with Thawne's chaotic strikes but could end with Darkseid's cold, calculated victory. The battlefield and environmental control. Location matters. A fight in Central City gives Reverse Flash terrain advantage, with familiarity and access to temporal anchors he can manipulate. However, if Darkseid lures him to Apocalypse, the tide turns dramatically. On his home turf, Darkseid becomes a near-omnipotent force. He can summon armies of parademons, use planetary defense systems, and draw power from the heart of his world. But even neutral grounds offer layers to this conflict. Thawne can create temporal echoes, copies of himself from different timelines, to fight in unison. He could drag versions of Darkseid from alternate realities, disrupting his opponent's sense of continuity. Conversely, Darkseid can collapse timelines, destroy entire dimensions, and absorb power from broken realities to amplify his might. One must also consider their resistance to harm. Thawne's regenerative capabilities and time phasing make him a difficult target. However, Darkseid's durability is on a different scale. He survived planetary destruction, fought beings like the Spectre, and even resisted Anti-Monitor's attacks. Damage that would obliterate lesser beings barely phases him. Reverse Flash thrives in chaos and momentum. Darkseid thrives in control and inevitability. If the battle lasts long enough, the environment will bend to the will of the one who controls more than power, the one who controls perception. The final verdict: who wins? When all the dust settles, who truly stands victorious, Reverse Flash or Darkseid? It depends on which battlefield is prioritized, time or dominion. Thawne has the edge in unpredictability. His speed, time manipulation, and psychological warfare make him a nightmare. He can undo victories, erase events, and escape at will. In one timeline, he might kill Darkseid before he rises to power. In another, he might trap him in a speed loop. But Darkseid is more than a being. He is a concept, an embodiment of tyranny and fate. When he truly commits to battle, especially in his true form beyond the avatars, few can match his will and presence. He doesn't just fight to win, he fights to control destiny. And in a universe governed by inevitabilities, Darkseid always finds a way. So, in a straight-up battle with no prep time, Reverse Flash might edge a victory through sheer speed and chaos. But in a drawn-out war across timelines, realities, and dimensions, Darkseid's unrelenting intellect, raw power, and cosmic influence might just prove overwhelming. Final result: a battle for the ages, but one where chaos may start the war, yet control ends it. Slight advantage: Darkseid. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.